you headed to San Juan, Puerto Rico for the first time, let me save you a ton of time. I just got back and I'm sharing some of our favorite spots and a bit of a first-time visitor's playbook. How to get from the airport to your hotel, what experiences are worth trying, where to eat, and the one neighborhood you have to visit for real local flavor. I'll try to remember to add links in the video description for all the spots we tried, so let's go ahead and get started. First things first, getting out of the San Juan airport. This is one of the easiest airports to navigate. You walk outside, taxis are waiting in the designated zone. They run on flat rates based on your destination. Uber works too. It's a little less expensive, but taxis are usually faster because they're lined up and ready to go. So depending on if you want to go fast or cheap, you pick the option that's best for you. Those that know me know I went cheap. So if you do decide to get an Uber, just follow the signs for rideshare once you exit the airport. It's about a 2-minute walk to the pickup spot. Expect around 10 to 15 minutes of driving to get you to Old San Juan. Where we were less cheap, we stayed at the Hotel Palacio Provincial in Old San Juan. Honestly, one of the most charming hotels I've ever stayed in. Think Spanish colonial architecture, tall wooden doors, an interior courtyard that feels like it's on a movie set, a rooftop pool that overlooks the city. The rooms, they have old world character, modern amenities, and the location, well, lower your voice. You walk outside, you're instantly surrounded by the bright colors, the music, the history, and just the energy of Puerto Rico. One bonus perk, Palacio Provincial has a sister hotel in Isla Verde, which means you can enjoy their beaches and casino. The casino will happily take your money, even if you're just a guest from the Old San Juan location. So something a lot of folks don't know is Old San Juan really doesn't have any beaches. So if you do want to get that beach atmosphere, you'll have to get outside of the Old San Juan area. If you do decide to stay at the Palacio Provincial, my one piece of advice is to bring earplugs. Unless you're the kind of person that can sleep through loud music and cars, because you're right in the center of Old San Juan. So if you forget your earplugs, don't worry, it quiets down usually around 5 a.m. or so. Next up, we booked a walking architecture tour through Airbnb with guide Andy, and this added a whole nother layer to Old San Juan for us. So Andy's an architect. He explained the blue cobblestones, the fortification layout, and the mix of Spanish, French, English, and even American influences, and took us into some of the areas that you wouldn't be allowed to see on your own, including a convent that has some of the best views of Old San Juan. Andy's tour company is a non-profit. They put all their profits back into the city to do projects like revitalizing the city's cisterns, which provide fresh water to the people of Old San Juan. It really made me appreciate the entire area a lot more to better understand Puerto Rico and some of San Juan's history. My one recommendation is do this early in your trip. It helps you learn more about the city and gives you some bearings for navigating the rest of your trip. You can just ask my wife. I never took a wrong turn after this trip. I'll link to Andy's tour in the comments, but definitely check him out. Another activity that took place was a clear bottom kayak ride through the lagoon and out into the Atlantic. So the kayak is transparent, so you can see fish and wildlife swim underneath you. We're told sometimes they see manatees and sea turtles. We weren't so lucky. After I nearly dumped my co-pilot right off the bat, we did see some jellyfish, iguanas, a crab, and a pelican. And we had a great time learning about some of the natural features of Puerto Rican coastline. Cruised around the lagoon a bit and eventually crossed over into the Atlantic, which honestly was a little bit intense, but it was a lot of fun just the same. So we booked this trip through nightkayak.com. If you go, I hope you get Amanda and Claudia as your guides. They were a lot of fun. Now, my favorite part of the trip, Old San Juan restaurants. So San Juan really is a food paradise. Here are some restaurants that we'd recommend. I'll leave links in the description as well. First one is Cafe El Punto. This was an Uber driver recommendation. He did not disappoint. Traditional Puerto Rican favorites, corn fritters, mofongo. We had what would be the first of dozens of servings of ceviche, and it was really, really fantastic. Next place we tried was called Tropical Taste. It's also right in the heart of Old San Juan. Tropical Taste had a great menu, really big portions, super tasty stuff. I had the Puerto Rican roast pork and ordered the yellow rice with beans on a whim. And if you don't know about Puerto Rican yellow rice, which I didn't leading up to this moment, you better lower your voice. Another spot we tried was Marlin Tubo, I believe it's called. So I was in the mood for yet some more ceviche because, you know, why wouldn't you? So I tracked down a local ceviche and fish taco truck called Marlin Tubo. Great tasting ceviche. The fish taco was also fantastic. They cook everything on the spot for you. Fun fact, in many cases, including this one, when you ask for hot sauce at a Puerto Rican establishment, you often get sriracha. And then finally, I wanted to mention we stopped at a place called the Choco Bar. Yes, everything is chocolate themed. Their grilled cheese with chocolate sounds weird, and it probably is. I didn't order that shit. But they did have some hot chocolate style drinks and some frozen chocolate drinks, and you can add booze to them if you'd like. Definitely worth the stop. Another spot we stopped was El Morro Fort. It's one of the most iconic spots in San Juan. Huge stone walls, ocean cliffs, centuries of Spanish military history. Walking up to it almost feels like you're stepping into a Lord of the Rings movie or some sick scene from that iconic PC game Pirates by Sid Meier's. It's windy, it's sunny, it's insanely photogenic. It's a really impressive thing to see. This fort was built in the 1500s to thwart pirate and nation-state attacks in the days of cannon fire and swashbuckling. The cool thing is, admission to El Morro also gets you access to San Cristobal Castle, which is another fort across town. It's actually a little less famous than El Morro, but it's actually bigger than El Morro, so check that out too. Next up, we swung by the Museo de las Americas, and so this was a place you can get a little deeper look into Puerto Rican history and culture. It covers indigenous people, some of the African heritage, colonial era art. It's a beautiful crash course into just how the island's identity was formed. Also, the AC is kicking in there, so if it's nice and hot, you're gonna be happy inside the museo. Gotta be honest, there were some pretty heavy pieces with some commentary on colonialism, the modern state of Puerto Rico under the US flag, but that's art. You know, it's supposed to make you a little uncomfortable. Isn't that right, Georgia O'Keeffe? Finally, I want to talk about a place that was recommended to us by our bartender at the hotel. It's called Piñones. It's just outside of San Juan. It has a totally different feel. You're really kind of out in the real San Juan and off of the tourist beaten path. They have boardwalks that are running along the shoreline, palm trees, food kiosks, ocean views that stretch on forever. We grabbed lunch at Mi Casita, right by the water. Super fresh seafood, laid back beach atmosphere. There were these wild, drunk old gals going from table to table, chit-chatting with everybody they saw. Maybe they were selling something, maybe? I'm not sure. I wasn't really able to understand them, but I could tell that they were freaking hilarious. Lots of laughter and just real people enjoying paradise out there. It definitely felt like we left the tourist zone in the best possible way. So that's a quick look at our trip to Old San Juan and the surrounding areas. What to see, what to eat. If you found this helpful or liked the video, do me a favor, hit the like, drop a comment with what you're most excited to try, and subscribe for more travel videos from A5 Adventures. Thanks so much.